named Fatima Zehra would the speech title Forgiveness.
Before I begin today, I would like all of you to answer 2 questions for me, and I want you to raise your hands. My first question is, how many of you have said the word sorry to someone in your life? Said the word sorry. That's almost all of you. And I hope you're being dreadfully honest here, because it takes a lot of guts to say the word sorry to someone and actually mean it. Now, my second question is that how many of you have forgiven someone without them asking an apology from you? That is the smallest proportion of audience response I have ever seen from any question. Because it is not a shame, because this is so beautiful, all of you accepting. This is a basic human trait. We are unwilling to forgive based merely on the fact that someone has not asked us for the apology. We want people to beg of us, we want them to grovel at our feet, and then in an act of godliness perhaps we will forgive them. But thank you for being honest. I want you to clap for yourself, because it takes a lot of guts, not just to say sorry, but to forgive others. Distinguished Toastmasters and respected guests, thank you for having me here today. I want to talk about the theme of forgiveness because in today's society it has become underrated and unspoken of. We have become greatly polarized and unforgiving of each other as a community. From my personal experience in the short span of my life that I have lived up till now, I have seen that there are 3 basic reasons why people don't forgive others. The first one is that, well, I have already elaborated, is one, we want an apology. When parents ask their children, don't say sorry to your sister or go forgive her, we say, no, she hasn't forgiven me yet. She hasn't said sorry to me yet. She's still fighting with me. I'm not going to say sorry to her yet. I don't want to make up already. We're not willing to forgive. Because we want it to be a 2-way road without realizing 2-way can start with us, not just with the other person. The second reason is that some of us lack the basic ingredient required for forgiveness. We lack that level of spiritual and emotional depth that requires greatness on our part to let go and forgive. We think it is strong to build up emotions of negativity and grudges inside us because we are keeping this notebook of records in which we have listed down everything everyone has ever done to us, and we are never letting it go. Nobody's counting. Third reason, I think that is most interesting, is that we mistake weakness for wickedness. How many of us in our weak moments have hurt someone, have done something without thinking of it which led to negative conclusions in the end? But when someone else does it to us, we think it is their wickedness, when it is actually their weakness. They did it, they didn't know, and they are terribly sorry for it. But we are not willing to forgive. Our religion teaches us, and I think all religions teach us this, that do unto others what you would like to have done unto yourself. When we do something wrong, we want the whole world to forgive and forget and let it go. But when someone does something to us, whether it's the smallest of actions or the greatest infringement of human rights, whatever it is, we are not willing to forgive. We are not willing to forgive. It's really interesting because forgiveness, I think, is the most godliest and noble of acts. When we refer to God, we call Him benevolent and merciful. So why are we not willing to embrace that trait? Forgiving others fills us with this kind of spiritual, mental, and even physical happiness. It has been scientifically proven that most of our mental and physical diseases because we are not willing to let go of the negativities in our life. There are so many patients in the world who were suffering from long-term diseases which are practically incurable, such as cancer and AIDS. And the doctors told them they had very little time to live. And then they reached out to some spiritual healers, some Sufis, some Malanas, or whatever religious teacher they had. And they told them that the secret ingredient is to forgive those people in their life who have wronged them. Yes, you are the one being wronged, but you have to forgive for the sake of yourself. For loving yourself, if not loving others. Do yourself some good, if not others. And they forgave with all their heart. And that is the condition. You have to forgive with all your heart. And then they were miraculously cured. Whether it was cancer, whether it was the worst kind of physical ailment, whether it was a disability, they were cured of it. They started living normal lives. Because they were filled with the light of the act which our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has practiced throughout his life, forgiveness. He forgave his worst enemies. And that is the example of the greatest amnesty in all of history of humankind. Now, some people I have known, they say they find it really hard to say sorry, or even say, I forgive you. I had a friend once, and she told me she could never actually muster up the word sorry to someone. She said she fought with her mom or with her sisters, and she couldn't go up to them and say sorry. But that didn't stop her from embracing this act of forgiveness. So what she would used to do is she would go and sit with them, she would talk to them, she would embrace them, she would cook something for them. And that healed the relationship. And that's a really interesting insight because love languages are diverse. Everyone has a different love language. And I think we need to embrace those. Because no matter how different they are, they can always understand each other. On a final note, I think we need to take the act of forgiveness to a new level. Nelson Mandela once said that I can forgive, but I cannot forget. Now we all admire and we respect Nelson Mandela, but here is something I disagree with him. I don't think we can truly forgive someone unless we are willing to forget and let it go. Discard those negative emotions from our heart. I think we should release ourselves and release everyone else from that burden. Because like Buddha said, in the end, all that matters is how gently you lived, how much you loved, and how gracefully you let go of the things that weren't meant for you. Maybe you deserved them, yes, but they weren't meant for you. So please keep forgiving and keep forgetting and live happy lives and spread happiness in our community. Thank you.
Wow.